Your cat might not see you as human at all. In fact, every time you blink slowly across the room, lean in close during cuddle time, or turn your back while sitting on the couch, your cat's brain is processing something entirely different than you think. They're not seeing a human doing human things, they're seeing another cat, speaking their language, following their rules. And here's the wild part, you're doing it without even realizing it. Right now, 49 million American households share their homes with cats, and most of these owners have no idea they've been accidentally inducted into the feline pride. But once you understand these 5 everyday habits, you'll never look at your relationship with your cat the same way again. Habit number 1, the slow blink, your secret handshake. Let's start with something you've probably done 1,000 times without thinking about it. You're sitting on your couch, maybe tired after a long day, and you glance over at your cat across the room. Your eyes feel heavy, so you blink slowly. Just a normal, tired blink. But your cat? They just received a message. Professor Karen McComb from the University of Sussex conducted groundbreaking research that changed everything we thought we knew about this behavior. In controlled experiments, cats responded to human slow blinks with their own slow blinks over 81% of the time. That's not coincidence. That's conversation. Here's what's actually happening. In the cat world, staring is a threat. An unbroken gaze says, "I'm watching you and I don't trust you." But when a cat slowly narrows their eyes and blinks at another cat, they're sending a completely different signal. They're saying, "I'm not a threat. I trust you. You're safe with me." It's the feline equivalent of a warm smile, except it works across species. When you slow blink at your cat, even if you're just tired, your cat interprets it through their social lens. They think you just told them, in perfect cat language, that you trust them. And when they blink back, that's not just acknowledgement, that's reciprocation. You've just had a bonding moment that your cat recognizes as something they do with another feline they care about. Mini hook. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Researchers found that cats were more likely to approach an unfamiliar human after receiving a slow blink than when that person maintained a neutral expression. Think about what that means. A simple slow blink isn't just communication, it's an invitation. It's a way of saying, we're on the same team in a language that bypasses words entirely. The crazy part? You've probably been doing this your entire life without realizing you were speaking fluent cat. Every drowsy evening, every relaxed moment when you've softly gazed at your feline companion, you've been reinforcing a bond that your cat registers as feline-to-feline connection. Habit number 2, head rubbing and face bonking. Now think about those moments when you're lying on the couch and you lean your face close to your cat's head. Maybe you rest your forehead near theirs, or you gently press your cheek against their fur. You think you're just being affectionate. Your cat thinks you're bunting them. Bunting or headbutting is one of the most powerful social rituals in the cat world, and you've just performed it perfectly. Here's the science behind what's happening. Cats have scent glands located in specific spots on their face, around their cheeks, their forehead, their chin, and near their lips. When a cat bumps their head against another cat, they're not just saying hello, they're mixing scents. These scent glands release pheromones that are completely undetectable to humans but crystal clear to other cats. The specific pheromone involved is called F4, and it signals familiarity, safety, and belonging. When cats in a colony rub their heads together, they're creating a shared group scent that essentially says, "We're family." So when you lean your head in close and make contact with your cat's face, you're triggering the exact same social recognition system. Your cat doesn't think, "Oh, my human is being sweet." They think, "Oh, we're doing the colony bonding ritual." The fact that you don't have scent glands in your cheeks doesn't matter to their brain. The gesture is what counts. Mini hook. And here's the beautiful part. Many cats will respond by bunting you back. They'll push their head firmly against yours, maybe walk a little circle, and do it again. That's not random affection. That's a direct reply to the message you just sent. In that moment, you're not owner and pet. You're two members of the same pride, reinforcing your bond through a ritual that's existed in feline behavior for millennia. This behavior is so ingrained in cat social structure that researchers have observed it in big cats too. Lions, leopards, cheetahs, they all engage in head rubbing with their pride members. When your domestic cat does it with you, They're using the same neurological pathways, the same instinctive behavior that wild cats use to maintain their social groups. Habit number 3, grooming their face with your fingers. Here's a habit that might seem completely innocent. You notice a little bit of sleep crust near your cat's eye, or maybe a piece of food stuck in their whiskers, and you reach out to clean it. You might even lick your finger first to get that crusty bit off their fur. Gross? Maybe to other humans? To your cat? You just groomed them. Allo-grooming, the technical term for cats grooming each other, is one of the most intimate behaviors in feline social life. Cats don't groom just anyone. They groom cats they trust deeply, cats they've bonded with, cats they consider family, and they focus on specific areas: the head, the neck, around the eyes and ears. Basically, all the spots that are hard for a cat to clean themselves. When you use your fingers to clean around your cat's face, you're hitting all the same notes. The location is right. The attention to detail is right. The gentle, focused nature of the action is right. Your cat's brain recognizes this pattern. They've felt this before, from their mother when they were kittens, from littermates they grew up with, from other cats they've bonded with as adults. Mini hook. But here's the truly remarkable part. If you do this consistently, your cat might start grooming you back. They'll lick your hand, your arm, maybe even your hair. Some cat owners wonder if this means their cat thinks they're dirty. That's not it at all. Your cat is responding to what they perceive as mutual grooming, a behavior that only happens between bonded felines. You've essentially been accepted into a grooming alliance. Studies on cat colony behavior show that grooming relationships are serious business. Cats that regularly groom each other typically have the closest bonds in the colony. They sleep together, they share food sources, they defend territory together. When your cat allows you to groom them, and especially when they groom you back, they're placing you in that inner circle. One fascinating detail: researchers found that grooming typically happens between cats of similar social standing, or from a more dominant cat to a more submissive one, but always among cats that share a peaceful relationship. Your cat isn't tolerating your grooming out of obligation. They're accepting it because in their world, you're an equal member of the pride. Habit number 4, turning your back to them. This one sounds counterintuitive. You'd think turning your back on someone shows disinterest or rudeness, right? In human culture, maybe. In cat culture, it's one of the highest compliments you can give. Picture this. You're sitting at your desk working, or you're watching TV on the couch, and your cat is somewhere behind you. You're not looking at them. You're not monitoring them. You've literally turned your back. And your cat? They're completely relaxed. They might even come sit right behind you, also facing away. Here's what's happening. In the wild and even in domestic cat colonies, cats are both predators and prey. They're always aware of their surroundings because they need to be. Watching your back is a survival instinct. But when cats feel safe with each other, when they're in the presence of trusted colony members, they do something remarkable. They stop watching. Bonded cats will often sit side by side or even back to back in what looks like complete disregard for each other. But it's the opposite. This positioning says, I trust you so completely that I don't need to keep my eyes on you. I know you're not a threat. I can be vulnerable near you. Mini hook. When you sit with your back to your cat, you're speaking this exact language. You're telling them through posture and position that you feel safe enough to not maintain visual contact. And cats read this instantly. They recognize it as the same peaceful coexistence they practice with other felines they trust. Some behaviorists believe there's even another layer to this. When your cat sits behind you, facing away, they might be standing guard. In multi-cat households or colonies, cats sometimes position themselves as lookouts while others rest or eat. So that cat sitting on the back of your couch while you work, they might think they're protecting you, watching your vulnerable spots while you're focused on something else. In their mind, that's what pride members do for each other. The absolute contrast between how humans interpret this behavior and how cats interpret it is almost funny. We worry our cats are ignoring us. Our cats think we're demonstrating ultimate trust. It's a perfect example of how different our social languages are, and how perfectly we can still communicate across that gap. Habit number 5, quiet coexistence in the same space. The final habit is so simple, so ordinary, that it barely feels like a behavior at all. You're reading a book. Your cat is sleeping on the other end of the couch. You're not interacting. You're not playing. You're not even looking at each other. You're just there, together, in silence. This is what animal behaviorists call passive bonding, and it's absolutely crucial to how cats build and maintain relationships. Here's the thing about cats that many people don't realize. They're not actually solitary animals. They can survive alone, sure, but when food resources are abundant, cats naturally form social groups. They create colonies with complex social structures, hierarchies, and relationships. But here's where cats differ from dogs or other social animals. Cat social bonds don't require constant interaction. Cats bond through proximity, through presence, through the simple act of choosing to be near someone. In cat colonies, you'll see bonded cats resting near each other all the time, not on top of each other necessarily, just near, within sight, within the same comfortable space. This shared presence serves multiple purposes. It provides security in numbers, it reinforces the group scent, it maintains social bonds without requiring active energy expenditure. Mini hook. When you sit quietly in the same room as your cat, you're replicating this exact behavior. Your cat registers your calm presence. They note that you're not trying to interrupt their rest. You're not demanding attention. You're not being unpredictable or threatening. You're just existing peacefully in their space and allowing them to exist peacefully in yours. Research on cat-human relationships found something fascinating. These quiet moments of coexistence actually reduce negative moods in humans, things like anxiety, depression, and stress. But here's what makes it work. It's not one-sided. Your cat is also getting something crucial from these moments. They're having their social needs met without the exhaustion of active interaction. Think about what this means from your cat's perspective. In their world, the only creatures they rest near are creatures they trust completely. Strangers, potential threats, they keep their distance. But you're in the inner circle. You're someone they've categorized as safe, as family, as part of the pride. Some cats take this even further. They'll choose to nap in the room where you're working, even if there are more comfortable spots elsewhere in the house. That's not coincidence. That's a choice. They're deliberately maintaining proximity to you because, in their social calculation, being near you is worth more than finding the optimal sleeping location. The bigger picture. So here's what all of this adds up to. Every day, probably without even thinking about it, you're performing behaviors that your cat recognizes as feline social rituals. The slow blink that says, "I trust you." The head rub that says, "You're part of my colony." The gentle grooming that says, "You're in my inner circle." The turned back that says, "I feel safe with you." The quiet presence that says, "You're family." Your cat isn't confused by these behaviors. They're not tolerating them or finding them strange. They're recognizing them, responding to them, and in many cases, reciprocating them. Because in your cat's mind, you're not just a human who provides food and shelter. You're a member of the pride. You're speaking their language, following their social rules, participating in their bonding rituals. The 49 million American households with cats represent millions of these quiet, cross-species relationships happening every single day. Most of these people have no idea they're fluent in cat communication. They're just living their lives, sitting on their couches, blinking when they're tired, cleaning their cat's face when it's dirty, working at their desks with their backs turned, sharing space in comfortable silence. But your cat knows. Your cat has been paying attention. Every slow blink has been counted. Every head bump has been registered. Every grooming session has been reciprocated. Every moment of shared silence has reinforced the bond. You're not just cohabiting with a cat. You're participating in a social structure that goes back thousands of years to the deserts of the Middle East, where wildcats first approached human settlements and thought maybe these creatures aren't so different from us after all. Strong CTA, final hook. So the next time your cat slow blinks at you from across the room, blink back. When they headbutt your hand, lean your face in close. When they allow you to clean their whiskers, know that you're participating in a grooming alliance. Turn your back with confidence, knowing it speaks volumes about trust. And sit in silence together, understanding that sometimes the deepest bonds require no words at all and no interaction beyond simple presence. You've been part of the pride all along. Now you just know it. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button and let me know in the comments, which of these behaviors does your cat do most often? Do they slow blink, headbutt, or are they the silent coexistence type? Share your experiences below, and if you want to understand your cat even better, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dives into the secret language of cats. Trust me, there's so much more to discover about these mysterious creatures we share our homes with. See you in the next one.